Green gets the snap. Pressure coming. Taylor forced to run inside the 40. First down at the 35. Inside the 30 to the 20. Cuts outside of the 10. 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. No flags. 41 yards and a score for Taylor Green.
Quentin Green called me the day before the portal opened this spring and said, my kid's not going anywhere. I just want you to know that. Man, thank you, Lord. But at the same time, he could have called and said, hey, my son needs X number of millions of dollars or he's leaving. One of them right, one of them wrong. I don't know. That didn't happen. I didn't have to talk about it. So in the portal world, you're looking for people that want to be hogs, want to stay hogs, want to give us opportunity to keep them as hogs.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
I'm just telling you right now, Tommy, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying put here at ESPN Arkansas. Just like Taylor did. Hey, it's good to be back here on a Monday, 26 days out from the Arkansas football season. Had a good weekend in St. Louis, Missouri, ate some barbecue, played some golf, but as we stay put, I say I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be in Santa Rosa here in a couple weeks from now, but outside of that, I'm here for you and the team and Colton and everyone else here at ESPN Arkansas.
And we are thrilled. We couldn't just tell you how thrilled that makes me and Colton to hear that.
That goes without saying, but I just wanted to make sure. I know there's always speculation out there. I know there's rampant rumors that run amok when it comes to guys coming and leaving different Arkansas media ventures. But I just want to know, after 7 years here at ESPN Arkansas, I am still staying put, just like that. Probably Baylor Brad could text you like Quentin Green did with Sam Pittman when the spring portal. There's not necessarily a portal in radio, but I did take away. I did my best to catch up on everything I missed. I listened to Souders, I listened to Pittman, I listened to Coach Turner, I listened to Scott Fountain, some players here and there. What did I miss? Anything else from Friday or anything over the weekend that is important of note as we get started here on Hot Take Monday?
I mean, they ran around and looked really fast this weekend. Yes. They put shoulder pads on Sunday. Grayson Wilson's working with the threes. I thought, in all seriousness, though, from reading Tom's reports from the practice field and Whole Hog Sports and the Democrat Gazette, I thought maybe the most important thing, for at least to me, was that Kobe Branham was working at right guard on that right side, and Amarian Harris was working at tackle. Now, that may not be sexy, that may not be flashy, but to me that was in the first team drills, seeing those two and reading that those two were out there, that I thought that might have been the most important nugget buried in all of that.
Looked like Taylor was wearing a GoPro. You know how sometimes when you're playing golf and you're not hitting the ball well and you're like, hey, record my swing. Well, I guess Taylor's doing that to make sure that his mechanics and everything else are going good for Coach Petrino in this upcoming season. I guess we could talk about the jumping jacks and there's just not like I listen to Cam Ball.
Let's have a good day, a great day. Let's compete, get better, make each other better. Hold Jacks team ready. Hold Jacks team ready. Exercise. One.
I guess we need to develop some ESPN Arkansas Jacks or something, some physical activity before the morning rush gets going. Now that we've been pushed back 3 hours, that we really could skip at 6 a.m. But now I feel like we have to have some sort of physical activity to get going this morning.
You don't do your 100 push-ups before the start of the show?
You know what? I had bought a mat about a month or so ago, and I told myself that I was going to start doing this daily regimen of different core exercises. Well, I got through about 2 days, and it's safe to say that will probably not happen. That it was a waste of $20 to $25, whatever that mat cost at Walmart. Because while I pride myself on my work ethic here, my off-season work ethic, my workout work ethic is poor, to say the least. I have several friends that will advocate the exact same thing on my behalf. Just don't have that dog in me when it comes to working out, like the players do. Hopefully, heading into this season, 26 days out.
Yeah, so we just need accountability. That you got the same issue I have. If I'm left on my own and my own vices and my own choices, not good. If someone's going to crack the whip and hold me accountable, I'll probably get the work done.
You know me too, fellas. I'm about to have to hold a baby up and hold a child for the rest of my life, and these arms are scrawny. So why don't we all three hold each other accountable in this next football season?
Didn't your grandma kind of like chirp at you a little bit?
Well, first of all, that was my wife's Eastern European grandmother, and she had some very not nice things to say because she said I needed to get a little bit stronger because I couldn't hold the baby up. Said I needed to eat a few more sandwiches. And she makes great sandwiches, so I'll eat some if she makes them.
John says Ty bought a Pilates mat. He's 30 going on 50. I have had some gal pal friends of mine saying I should do that because my flexibility is not great. And there's other things they have pushed me to try to do, yoga, amongst other things. That's just not my. No, I'm going to get in about yoga 45 minutes. Yeah. An hour of working out or playing golf, and that is then I'm going to call it a day. I just don't think I can get into that sort of thing. Thank you, John, though.
Speaking of Matts, let me tell you about Matt Mock and his wife, Jackie.
Nice.
Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened a second location in Salisal, right across from the courthouse, to better serve Sequoia and LaFleur counties. So obviously that means Jackie is licensed in both Arkansas and Oklahoma. I think that's important information for you to have. And not only do they handle all family law matters, but Jackie has over 13 years of experience in car wrecks, slip and fall cases, dog bite cases, work injury cases, you name it. She's probably seen it, been a part of it, and helped process that insurance check or that wreck check that you're trying to get taken care of. And they understand that hard times are here for a lot of working class people. That's why they don't demand a big down payment retainer. They give you a flat fee so you can understand what it's going to cost and monthly payments that work for you as well. 479-769-1505. 479-769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
JT texted in, why would you tell Tommy that you are staying at ESPN Arkansas forever? You lose your negotiating power by doing that here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I'm not the best negotiator. I'm just an honest guy. I'm just an honest guy, JT. So that's the reason for that. All right, here's what I had written down that I missed, Tommy. Your favorite watch list. Arkansas got a few more guys like Cam Warfel, or the Warfel Trophy for Cam Ball. Let's see. Devin Bale's been named for the Ray Guy, which is the best punter of the year.
Cam Shanks made 2 watch lists.
Yeah, he made 2 watch lists. Maybe the most important and something that pertains to you. So Thursday night, Isaac Tesla and the Detroit Lions played the Los Angeles Chargers, and we saw Isaac get in there, and there was a cool little snippet that Mike Tirico read, a little Vosot of sorts of him back in his younger days wearing a Detroit Lions jersey, which I thought was cool. But how about no chain gang? How about that? I don't know if you and Clay discussed that on Friday, but that was the first time that they've done it from the technology that they developed with no chain gang, which is kind of.
And I watched some of this game. I don't think they made a huge presentation out of it in the parts at least I watched. We'll see. I mean, to me, it's kind of like the automated strike zone. It's not that important to the game as the strike zone called by humans is in baseball, but we need to be careful about removing the human element completely from the game. But
I'm with you on that.
With today's fields, and particularly at the NFL level, where they're well marked, well painted. A lot of those are still grass, but I think about the places I go to games at. Their turf fields are marked. It's pretty easy to figure out whether or not it's a first down or not. So I think this is a point we're all getting a little too, a little too much in the weeds on a little bit, honestly.
So that's one of the things I wrote down. Also wrote down, did you take advantage, and I'm talking to you, talking to Colton, I'm talking to our entire audience, did you take advantage of tax-free weekend for the kiddos and school supplies? I know it was this past weekend in Arkansas.
I did vicariously, I guess, because I know there was boxes showing up at the house.
You don't sound happy.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Your significant other went out of the way to save you money.
She did. Yeah. I need more help just like that. Yeah. I know that it was mentioned that buying something this weekend because it was tax-free. So, but did I personally go out and buy something? No. I don't buy much of anything. So, I got someone that helps me do all that. She buys plenty for both of us.
Colton, did you take advantage of tax-free
I was
weekend?
given a list. I was given a mission. I fulfilled that mission and crossed off everything on the list. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the last thing that apparently is happening here in the last.
Did you? I mean, you
asked.
You,
No,
you
what
quizzed
did you
us.
get? You
Did
didn't
you?
take advantage of anything?
Did not.
Why?
I was reading about it before Friday, and then I read about it after. And you got, I mean, you have kids, Tommy, and you're about to have one, Colton. So just
his kid doesn't need school supplies yet.
Not
so.
yet.
Was it only school supplies?
Well, it's supposed to be school-related items: clothing, school supplies, computers. I mean, things. It's not just anything you can go get.
Yeah,
that's not everything in the world's tax-free.
HR guy said that there needs to be a tax-free golf weekend here on the
Absolutely.
So that would be nice. HR guy, we are in favor of that.
Here.
I guess what else happened here in the last couple of days is what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons.
Ooh.
I listened to some Jerry Jones stuff, and that is our opening drive here on a Hot Take Monday.
Surely you guys have been around this stuff and know to recognize negotiation talk, that type of thing. And so that's where I put that. As always, in any relationships, there are different moods at different times of your relationship. That's what it is. Don't lose any sleep over it. Don't lose any sleep over it. If everybody had the ability to take an existing contract and just say, I disregard it, this league would be chaos.
This is the opening drive.
I disregard my current contract. I'm holding out for a new one. Just want to put
I'll
that.
take your contract, and I'll do to it what Lou Brown did to that one in Major League.
Pee on it. All right,
Yeah.
so this is obviously a big deal because it's the Dallas Cowboys' best player. It's the biggest team in the state. You heard Jerry Jones there talking about this, and for those that don't know, Micah Parsons has requested a trade. He's in the midst of not contract negotiations. I don't know how much of this is him just trying to play the idea, or if he truly wants out of Dallas. I've seen that Terry McLaurin with Washington, kind of that situation. We saw last year, Myles Garrett was like, I want to go play for a winner, and then signs to just this massive deal with the Cleveland Browns. So, like, in your opinion, is this just a leverage tactic by Micah Parsons in his deal, or do you think he's done in Dallas, Tom, and he's heading elsewhere?
I think it may carry over into the season, but I think Micah Parsons will be with the Cowboys, and I think all of this is exactly the way Jerry just explained it. It's billionaires versus millionaires trying to scratch out a little bit more in the deal. Mm-hmm. So this is the part of the job that Jerry loves more than anything, is the nitty-gritty negotiation part. This is his element. This is where he's at his best. So I think this is all about Jerry doing the things that Jerry loves to do, and that's the art of negotiating a deal.
Well, it's just interesting. Dallas Cowboy fans 30 years ago were obviously used to being talking points in the offseason, but it was about, hey, can we win our second or third Super Bowl? Now it's more of, hey, can we re-sign our biggest player, best player, or is this finally going to be here? Things have just changed so much with that organization now. You mentioned, I've listened to him. He doesn't, like, when asked the questions, he doesn't sound frustrated, Tommy. He seems like he does enjoy this aspect, as you're alluding to. So this is not something that I think I would be a fan of on the player side or the general management side. But Jerry Jones likes it. And like, was it 2 or 3 games that Emmitt Smith sat out before a deal was? I feel like that's correct. I'm forgetting the season. So it's not like this hasn't happened. There isn't situations in the Dallas Cowboys history under Jerry Jones that we haven't seen a situation like this before.
If you don't like conflict, and then you also care about what other people think about you, this isn't the job for you. But if conflict is something you crave and you love, you don't mind being the pot stirrer, and you don't mind being in the center of attention. We know Jerry doesn't mind that. And you really don't give two you-know-whats about what other people say or think about you, then you're cut out for this role. And I think Jerry checks all those boxes. He doesn't care what you think, I think, or anyone else thinks. And he loves the attention. And that, in a deal like this, you better have some thick skin. You're going to get questioned.
Yep.
How can you lose your best player, one of the best pass rushers in the league? All these things that people are saying. Mm-hmm. And in the end, I bet you money, Micah Parsons signs a new deal with the Cowboys at some point. It may be mid-September, but I bet it gets done.
I would guess you're right on that. We're still, I think it's 30 some odd days out till the upcoming NFL season, but it is nice. Obviously, we've been talking about since fall camp began. You had SEC media days, but Tommy, it's finally a football month. August 30th, 26 days from now, the Razorbacks will take on Alabama A&M. Now, well, that's not the marquee SEC matchup of that day. You've got, week one matchups galore that people were excited about, especially with a couple SEC tie-ins, Alabama, Florida State, LSU, Clemson, Texas, Ohio State. This isn't a week one that people were like, oh, it's laughers all over the place. Like, these are big-time marquee games that could determine whether a team or not is going to the college football playoff later on this season.
That's what makes that Alabama A&M game a tough choice. There's like 5 really, really, really good games that day. So I think a lot of people may skip that, sell their tickets, give them away to someone that wants to go, because I'm going to tell you that's a tough day not to be in front of the TV.
No, I agree. Just with it's from start to finish. Plus, you have the Baylor Auburn game on Friday night. I think they moved that game. And my dad, I don't know if he's going to make it to McLean Stadium or not for that one, but that's kind of flying under the radar a little bit. I know Hugh Freeze and company are on the hot seat heading into the season. It is, I guess, and listen, there's some scheduling stuff that I want to get into from Chris Lowe, who writes for ESPN.com, talking about Arkansas coming up. And Arkansas by no means has an easy schedule. Top 3 toughest. You listen to any account, any college football expert, they'll tell you it's one of the 3 toughest in college football. But, Tommy, it is nice, like, that you don't have just a juggernaut awaiting you game one. I know the attraction and draw is not of some of the other games I just listed, but at least you can kind of dip your toe in the water this 2025 college football season, unlike some of these other schools in the Southeastern Conference.
I think you just referenced that Chris Lowe article there in your comments, and I was reading through that article Thursday. We didn't get to it on Friday's show, just we were so packed, but I thought it's interesting. He also listed, 2 games, and including the Arkansas State game and the Memphis game, is kind of, I don't know if you'd say upset alert, but games that are non-Power 5 teams playing Power 5 teams that you better be watching out.
Yeah.
And so I guess you could call it upset alert, but he does have Arkansas listed in 2 of those situations.
I think they're trap games, no question. That's actually one of the talking points. You kind of alluded to something I want to get into this morning. If you're an Arkansas fan, which all of you are, you're listening, maybe the exception of Brian, what's the scarier game? Is it that Arkansas State game week 2, or is it having to play Memphis on the road in a Liberty Bowl, a place where they beat not just other Power 4 teams, but other SEC teams? Ask Ole Miss what it's like to play there. What is a scarier game to you as an Arkansas fan? 877-377-6963. Memphis is the better team, but you don't want to look ahead to Ole Miss in week 2. Arkansas State, Butch Jones, and that team are going to be gunning for you in Little Rock. And I think it's a closer comparison, not based on talent, but just the setups and all the other intangibles heading into those games than you might think, Tommy.
Yeah, and all these teams. I heard Chuck and Bo talking about all the number of transfers out of the 2021 class. And we've talked about the transfers on this team and how many new faces comprise half the team for Arkansas. Getting through these next 4 to 5 weeks of camp, getting ready for your first game, and trying to meld all that together is going to be something that's, who does that better than the next team will be the team that probably meets their expectations for this season. All right, that's your opening drives, brought to you by Oaklawn Sports. We mentioned all the things that are ahead, and we're less than 4 weeks from the first football game. Football season's here. NFL games over the weekend, preseason games, you got more coming up. New customers with Oaklawn Sports can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. So download their app right now. You're automatically enrolled in that promotion. You can check out the 10% profit boost for new and existing customers. If you haven't been on Oaklawn Sports in a little while, since March Madness or maybe since college baseball and the College World Series, fire that thing up and find out about the 10% profit boost. Plus futures, outright winners, spreads, a lot of things that are going on that are only available before the season begins are at Oaklawn Sports right now. Plus funding and withdrawing balance options with Oaklawn Sports has never been easier. Bet with the brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
John texting, and I think losing to Memphis wouldn't be a shocker. If you lose to Arkansas State, it's a gargantuan statewide embarrassment. I think a lot of people feel that way, being that Memphis is one of the best Power or not a group of 5 programs in college football the last decade or so. Arkansas State, regardless if they've been better than you certain years or not, you just feel like as an Arkansas fan, in no way, shape, or form should you lose to them on a football field.
Ever. So,
HR guy texting in, the Arkansas State game worries him. The battle flagship status is a must win. Chance in Clarksville, Arkansas State worries me. If I'm an Arkansas fan, I hate the Little Rock games. They wouldn't have a big Fayetteville crowd, and they've had this circled all season. They'll be more ready for this game against us than any other game this season, I bet. Last week, Tommy, we referred to Wally Hall's piece that in Arkansas State, I think it sold out 30 of the 40 sections thus far, about 75%. I'm going to guess that number's gone up a little since then, but I wonder here also in the coming weeks, do we hear of a sellout? Do we hear, hey, they finally at War Memorial Stadium have gotten that to that point? It would be nice as a guy that grew up going to that stadium, had some great memories, if that game was a sellout, but I'm still curious if it ends up being that.
Sold out and fully attended. It's two different things as well.
Great point.
Keep that in mind. Just because they sell all the tickets or some major corporate partner in Little Rock buys up 1,000-seat block or something to make it a sellout doesn't mean the stadium's full. What matters to I think most of us is the stadium full, and that's what we'd like to see for that historic Arkansas State matchup at War Memorial. All right, boys, we're headed to Salisaw tomorrow for Hardee's and the football trip of a lifetime, our 20th year to give away a fantastic football trip. This one's to Vegas to see the Cowboys, hopefully with Micah Parsons, against the Raiders. And you can get your seat at the table. Ty, we had our first ever female qualifier to the finals last week.
Let's go.
So we'll be looking for more qualifiers. Salisaw on Tuesday beginning at 11:30. Then the Hardee's on Rogers Avenue on Thursday. If you can eat a Monster Burger in 150 seconds or less, you can qualify. Plus, you get $3.50 Monster Burgers on Tuesday and Thursday while we're there. It's all from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
All right, coming up, we've got our Hog Update. Sam Aljabutu is going to join us at 10:30. We've got a loaded show for you this morning.
This is the Morning Rush.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, appreciate you guys. Take my call. Listen to you guys all the time on my drive.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
They're big, and they look, they don't look like me. They look good.
This is the Morning Rush.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit. Split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. And our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren. Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
From the job site to the deer lease, Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith has what you need to get it done. When it comes to serious utility, Polaris and Kawasaki lead the way. Now with the all-new Polaris Ranger 1500 and the powerful Kawasaki Ridge. Some models come fully loaded with enclosed cabs and HVAC. Call or text 479-783-5822 or visit WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Along with Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, woo big Suey.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Out of fake, John Parker Wilson. Look deep, nothing there. Has to scramble. And he is hit. Was he hit? Out of bounds. No flag.
As the quarterback slowed up just a bit, number 24, Samuel Lachaputu, did not. He just kept playing right through John Parker Wilson, and John Parker said, this ain't baseball.
So touchdowns are easy to remember, I feel like, as an Arkansas fan. Certain ones that you felt like put you over the top. We were talking with Joe Adams last week. He has a few memorable ones, but I also think big-time hits. Tommy, that hit on John Parker Wilson back in the 2006 upset over Alabama where he was just about to be out of bounds and Sam leveled him. That is very much still in my head almost 20 years later.
Yeah, that one. And I'll tell you the play with Ola Jabutu that I remember for one reason or another. Georgia came into Fayetteville, I believe it's Georgia, and he got ejected early in the ball game. And I don't even remember all the circumstances, but it seemed like he was trying to plead his case on a penalty and inadvertently bumped the official, and he was gone, and how that changed the dynamic for the defense. So if I'm remembering all that right, I think I got that right. Clay will text me if I'm wrong, but I remember the impact that had on that game.
He is actually from Georgia, LaGrange High School. Not necessarily highly recruited. I think he was a 3-star prospect. Came to Fayetteville, ended up being a first-team All-SEC linebacker. Haven't had a lot of those guys in your tenure. He was Darren McFadden's teammate. Darren recently honored this past week. So one of the things Darren, and by the way, the reason we're talking about all this, Sam's going to join us in about an hour from now. He's the defensive coordinator at Forest City High School. So another former Razorback that stayed put here in state and is coaching like Joe Adams, Jerry's Wright, and some others that we've had on the program. But one of the things I remember Darren always saying, Tommy, is like, no one hit like Butu, which is the nickname for Sam back in the day and still even to this day. So this guy was like 5'10"-ish, and that might be generous, but, man, he could lay the wood back in the day here at Arkansas.
Yeah, and one of the better linebackers you've had in the SEC era. For sure at Arkansas.
Well, continuing on here, our Hog Update, gotten a chance to hear from Coach Turner, tight ends coach, Sam Pittman, Ben Souders. Coach Fouch is up next, the wide receivers coach for Arkansas at 11:45 today. We'll have some stuff for you later on at ESPN Arkansas. One of the, I think, intriguing parts of that group is a young man named Antonio Jordan, who, like Jerry's Wright, like Traylon Burks, like Greg Childs and Chris Gregg, is from Warren, Arkansas. And Sam Pittman touched on him a little bit last week.
A lot of talent. He can run. He's ran well over 20 in his GPS. Can catch the ball, can go up and get the ball. We saw that out of high school. As young guys, you wonder why they can't play. Well, a lot of reasons is because of size. A lot of it, they're not quite fast enough. They don't learn a playbook fast enough. With the new rules, we were able to certainly get him in and get him caught up as much as you can without actually doing it on a playbook. So there's really no deficiency there that would not allow him to play. Now,
I know people are excited anytime they see a young man from Warren. Maddox Lassiter is already on the team. You had Traylon just a few short years ago. Tommy, there are question marks about this group, and I know he's just a true freshman, but based on his size, based on his speed, maybe you could see him at some point this season.
Well, maybe, and we always have this where incoming players, because they're new, and because we get to see them in some of the open viewing sessions, getting reps, they get overblown.
Yes. Yep.
And then come game time, come time to play the games, the veteran players take over. This happens every year with a freshman or two. We're expecting them to contribute, be a big part, maybe be a starter, maybe all these things, and then in the end, they play in enough games to maintain a red shirt. So some of it's going to be how they physically hold up. Are they physically ready? I don't think you can play a young player unless they have the physical dimensions, and that's easier when you get outside. When you get inside, that's even harder for a freshman to play and contribute. So, but they're doing a lot of evaluating right now with these young guys.
Yeah, and just to put an example, I don't even know if he's cracked the 3 deep for this roster that we kind of have, or depth chart, I should say. So again, I know people are excited about him. Anytime you hear about a wide receiver out of Warren, you kind of get a little goosebumps. You think about some certain players, but just curious what Coach Fouts says about today. And as you just alluded to, just because his position coach or the head coach says something about him doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to playing time this upcoming season. All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Hot Take Monday. Our Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
You referred to something earlier that's important. People kind of wondering what the depth chart that's taking place as we're 26 days out. You mentioned Kobe Branham starting. I guess there was the left guard position, and then Amarian Harris, I should say, and then Amarian Harris at the tackle. So
they were practicing there, saying they're starting's a whole other thing. But I hear the point is they were out there, and maybe that's a sign of where we're headed with the right side of the line. It's way too early to say anything definite, but I did like seeing that. So
Tom's going to be with us tomorrow. We'll get a chance to keep up with him. He's been at practice and whatnot, get a better in-depth perspective. But some of the things of note, again, coming out early here in fall camp.
Yep, and we'll get to that. All right, Morning Rush question of the day is coming up, brought to you by the Fence Man this morning. 782-3936 is the number to call Sean and his team at the Fence Man. They can take care of any fencing need you have. They're doing a lot of aluminum fencing, as he told us Friday. You never have to worry about it molding. You never have to worry about corrosion. You never have to worry about rot. You never have to really worry about replacement. When you go with aluminum fencing. It's a great way to go with low maintenance and a great look, and they can custom fit that or custom design one to fit your needs. 479-782-3936 or thefencemanAR.com. For our buddies at the Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Like Tommy said, Morning Rush Daily question coming up, and we'll get into Chris Lowe's article about Arkansas' schedule as well.
Are there just no honest strippers in this world anymore?
I hate strip clubs.
You are our moral compass.
This is the Morning Rush.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hawks.
As always, in any relationships, there are different moods at different times of your relationship. Don't lose any sleep over it.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade, and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through August 9th. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has raked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Avoid the door knockers and storm chasers. We are local and we will be here long after the storm chasers are gone.
Check out PatriotBrothersRoofing.com or call 479-652-9479.
Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
You looking to revamp your closet? Tired of wearing the same old stuff? Hey, Ty Richardson for Roback, one of our new partners here at ESPN Arkansas. Hoodies, joggers, polos, you name it, they have it. Thankfully, Roback is licensed by the University of Arkansas, so you can add to your Razorback collection. Here's the best part. Because you're an ESPN Arkansas listener, you're going to get 20% off your first order. Just use the code RUSH25 at Roback.com. That's RHOBACK.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
I want to go back to the Cowboys. Let's talk about them Cowboys for just a minute. Pushing the button. I see you reaching for the button. Anyway, how about them Cowboys? Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones. Is this a media circus? Is this a some showmanship going on with Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons? Are we watching negotiations unfold before our very eyes? Or is there a real risk here that Micah Parsons moves on, and do they actually trade him? That's the question. Brought to you by CartPass Social. Will the Cowboys, in the end, actually trade Micah Parsons?
Jerry says not to lose sleep over it.
As always, in any relationships, there are different moods at different times of your relationship. That's what it is. Don't lose any sleep over it.
So just to be
That's
clear,
one thing I would say to our fans. Don't lose any sleep over it.
I think, as indicated with, you can look at CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Emmitt Smith, if you want to go back 30 years, I'm going to guess that Micah Parsons remains at AT&T Stadium with the Dallas Cowboys. I think there is a bit of showmanship, as you referred to, going on both sides. I know there's been a little back and forth. But I'm going to guess, despite seeing different trade setups and possibilities that I was reading about this morning, that he is going to remain a Dallas Cowboy and be one of, if not the highest paid defensive player in the National Football League.
I think part of it is creating the doubt, creating the uncertainty, and then in the end, Jerry swoops in, has the public appearance of getting it done, which was the plan all along.
Yep.
It makes him look the hero to a lot of the fans. Now, to some, he'll always say, well, see, this is just another sign that he needs to give it up. And I just kind of roll my eyes when people say it's time for Jerry to go. Well, he owns the team. He gets to decide, or the good Lord upstairs gets to decide when his time is done. And I think it will be the latter, not the former. He'll never step down on his own, and he may run this thing from the grave.
Go ahead.
But in the end, I think it's also a mechanism where he can look the hero by getting it done in the 11th hour.
There was a quote, I believe that was said last week when he was asked about the prospect or the possibility of stepping down. And I'm paraphrasing, and someone else might text in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline exactly what it said. But it said something to the extent of it not that the possibility is being considered, but it's been thought. I forget the exact quote, but it's not like he hasn't thought about it. But I think kind of in this whole dynamic, he still wants to prove that he can be the leader to get this thing done and win a championship again, nearly 30 years later.
Well, I mean, what was it? The Lakers sold a month ago or whatever for, what was it, $10 billion?
That
Isn't
sounds
that right?
right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
If the Lakers are worth $10 billion, what are the Cowboys worth?
Great point. It's always crazy to see like what Cuban bought the Mavericks for, what Jerry bought the Cowboys for, and then to see how different those numbers are today. Which inflation exists, but all the professional franchises have grown unbelievably in volume and just the worth of them now in 2025 and beyond that.
Here's the reality with the dynamic of the GM and player person. Number one, he owns the team. He has the right to get it wrong. I mean, he just does. He owns the right to screw it up. It's his team. He can do it. And I know that doesn't comfort you as a fan. He passes it on to Steven. I don't care who you are as a GM. You're always going to be second guessed. And is there going to be anyone succeed Jerry other than Steven in that role? Of course not. Do you see someone from the outside the family taking that role even after Jerry's death? I don't. Am I reading the tea leaves right there?
No, you're right.
And I think Jerry, he likes the attention. He likes being the center of the conversation. But can you imagine the dynamic if he put Stephen Jones in charge of that and then the first move didn't go well? Who are they going to rush and put a microphone in the face of? Stephen or Jerry? And now they're going to expect him to criticize his own son.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. This idea that Jerry Jones is stepping down, not going to happen.
Dirty Draw is texting the quote. He said he thought about it for small fractions of seconds. Again, I couldn't remember the exact quote, but that was when Jerry Jones was asked about the possibility of stepping down. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. Will this deal get done? Is it showmanship, or is Micah Parsons going to end up somewhere
Will he
else?
be a Cowboy?
Will he be a Cowboy? Cart Pass Social, #1 indoor golf destination in Arkansas. It is hot here in August, but you want to still play golf? Well, you can do it somewhere cool. That's Cart Pass Social, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, the #1 indoor golf destination in Arkansas. Go to cartpasssocial.com. It's BYOB. You can have corporate events. You can have team building exercises, birthday parties. Maybe you just want to go somewhere for lunch or a weekend, a longer lunch. You can go to Cart Pass Social. Again, cartpasssocial.com. Brian has called in from Ozark. He wants to chime in on this Cowboys off-season fodder. Brian, go ahead, man.
Hey, first of all, I just want to know, Ty, are you going to be there next Friday?
Am I going to be where next Friday?
Are you going to be there on the show next Friday?
I think so. Check my calendar, but
Right.
I don't think I have anything off that day.
Okay, well, my plan is I'll be in Northwest Arkansas next Friday, and I'll be bringing you your $100.
All right. And it'll get. And I'm a man of my word. I'm going to donate that to the Good Samaritans Clinic. So thank you, Brian.
Okay, I will be there. I would have been there last week, but you were off somewhere. So
Actually, we're going to be at
I wanna
Hardy.
give-
We're going to be at Hardy's that day in Fort Smith. If you want to come by and see us there
next Friday.
next Friday.
We'll even buy you breakfast.
Yes, eat you a sausage.
Okay,
The all new Longhorn biscuit from Hardee's.
What time will you be there next Friday?
9 to 11. So you can come visit us anytime between that.
I'll be there, 100%.
All right, it's the Phoenix at 1820 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, dude.
Okay, yeah, I know it's that. I've eaten there multiple times. So the deal on Micah Parsons is, I don't see what the big deal is. He's not going to make or break the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl anyways. And, from someone, I lived and worked in Texas for 15 years. I mean, from what I know, most people there don't care anyway if he's with the Cowboys or not. So I don't understand what the big deal is.
Talking about Jerry or Micah?
Micah. They don't care if he's with them or not. I mean, Jerry, everybody knows that Jerry is very much hated in the state of Texas. They just don't like him for the way he did Tom Landry and company. But I'm just curious. That
was nearly
Micah
40 years
Parsons
ago.
is one. Yeah, they still don't like Jerry Jones, for real.
He reeled off 3 Super Bowls after that. So in hindsight,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think it was the right decision, even though at the time it was unpopular.
Yeah, well, they love Jerry. Jimmy Johnson, but I don't know. I think there's been too much made of the Micah Parsons. Either he's there, or he's not. Play the game. So that's all I got to say about that. And I'll see you guys next Friday about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
All right, we'll see you next Friday. I think So the dynamic that it kind of reminds me of is what happened with the Chicago Bulls organization with Jerry Krause and Phil Jackson and Jerry Reisendorf. Reisendorf was the owner. Krause was the GM that none of the players like, whether it was Michael or Pittman. And there was just like, even though he played a big role in that team winning 6 championships, there was just not enough credit divvied out, or he didn't feel like it was. With the same thing in Dallas, Jerry built that team, had the Herschel Walker trade amongst other things. They got that thing rolling, mentioning fire Tom Landry. And in Jerry's mind, I think he didn't feel like he deserved the credit, that Jimmy got all the credit. So I think that's, if I had to pick out like an organization scuffle that it kind of reminds me of, Tommy, it's kind of in that same area, just basketball to football.
Well, Houston Nut, Gus Malzahn. If you want to bring it home,
Bring it home. Perfect.
You could probably sit here and list a bunch of these. The Yankees have had a few over the years as well. So this is what happens when the spotlight is really sharp and shined on a franchise that's as high profile as the Cowboys, and in the 90s they won. But that doesn't have anything to do with Micah Parsons and whether or not he's going to be back. What happened between Jerry and Jimmy, but Jerry enjoys being the lightning rod because it makes him the center of attention. He loves that element of it. How many other owners have their own TV and radio shows? None. Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's a great deal of this is the showmanship that he loves. And guess what? Jerry's an entertainer. It's fun to watch. He incites a reaction. I don't have a problem with it. I think he should keep doing it, and as long as his health holds up and it's interesting. Because when he does something, when he talks, people want to listen because he's interesting. Yeah. What he has to say is interesting.
I agree on that. If you've got some thoughts on this, Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open, 877-377-6963. You brought things back to Fayetteville. Obviously, fall camp going on right now for this Arkansas football team. I think one of the questions that's been asked heading into this season is can you keep Taylon Green healthy? And we heard from Ben Souter, strength and conditioning coach, I guess it was Thursday, talking about Taylon's health and just kind of what he was dealing with last year.
One thing I want to tell y'all don't understand how bad Taylon was hurt last year. This year, especially the last half of the season, I'd watch out. I mean, the kid's worked his butt off. We've kind of kept it in-house, but he's a tough sucker. What he dealt with the last 7 games of our season, in the bowl game, a lot of people wouldn't even play. I'll just keep it like that. I'm not going to let his info out. But long story short, he's a tough kid. He's put on 10 pounds. Another kid put on 10 pounds. It looks like it. And his speed, he is now, the last 2 weeks of summer is really trending up. So his speed is only going to get better too. So
hope that's the case. Tommy, I printed off his just his game notes from last season because I think one of the questions, like, he had an incredible game against Oklahoma State. They lost still. Unfortunately, we know how that went out. But can you have, like, an incredible performance against an SEC team? The one that he kind of did last year was Mississippi State, the worst team they played in this conference. Probably will be again this year. I think questions have arisen. It's like, can Taylon have, like, that marquee, that signature game, that signature moment against SEC competition, especially what they have that lies ahead in this schedule?
Or Notre Dame.
I think, add that to the list, absolutely.
I know it's not a conference game, but I think people pay attention to that game and would view that on the same level as a conference win, if you kind of get what I mean. Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's powered by Taco Bell. If you want something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered, and we have you covered with the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Also get your Lux Cravings boxes, $5, $7, and $9, available now at Taco Bell.
All right, when we come back here on the Morning Rush, we'll jump more into that Taylon question and talk about that Chris Lowe article on this upcoming schedule, what Arkansas has that lies ahead, plus a few other fall camp notes that we've heard thus far. Going to hear from Coach Fouch later on today at 11:45. Stay with us here on the Morning Rush, hour 2, including Sam Alajabutu coming up at 10:30 as we continue on here in a Hot Take Monday.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade, and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through August 9th. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt woods and irons, Ping G440 woods and irons, and TaylorMade QI35 woods. Lab putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric. Sloan, what do you currently have open?
2 journeyman spots open and a 4th-year apprentice. If you have 1 to 2 years experience with those, you'd be a great fit for my company. We do residential, commercial, and industrial installs. Normal working hours are 8 to 4:30, so you can focus on your home life outside of your career. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has raked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Avoid the door knockers and storm chasers. We are local and we will be here long after the storm chasers are gone.
Check out PatriotBrothersRoofing.com or call 479-652-9479.
Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon in the middle to upper 80s. Tonight, mainly clear, and overnight low will drop down into the low 60s. Tuesday, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures Tuesday right around the 90-degree mark. Wednesday, sunny skies, a high in the low 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Roar! Matt Jones, and he's got
Weekdays from 11 to 2.
TRX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 26 days.
Green gets the snap. Pressure coming. Taylor forced to run. Inside the 40. First down at the 35. Inside the 30. To the 20. Cuts outside of the 10. 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. No flags. 41 yards and a score for Taylor Green.
Quentin Green called me the day before the portal opened this spring and said, my kid's not going anywhere. I just want you to know that. Man, thank you, Lord. You know, but at the same time, he could have called and said, hey, my son needs X number of millions of dollars or he's leaving. One of them right, one of them wrong. I don't know. That didn't happen. I didn't have to talk about it. So in the portal world, you're looking for people that want to be hogs, want to stay hogs, want to give us opportunity to keep them as hogs.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
All right, let's talk about Taylor Green a little bit here in hour two. You heard Sam Pittman share a story about Taylor's dad, Quentin, and him talking to him right before the portal season opened. I know that's always a concern of a head coach at whether it's a Power 4 school or a Group of 5 school that, hey, the prospect of their quarterback leaving, the prospect of their quarterback getting a better offer. So something taken off his plate heading into this upcoming season. We'll touch more on some Taylor stuff coming up. Got a few other sound bites I want to play. Tommy, I don't know, you mentioned the Notre Dame game earlier. I don't know if you've heard Ty Washington's comments, who's now playing for the Fighting Irish, but he had some interesting things to say about that upcoming matchup here in Week 5 in Fayetteville.
I know this, the weather was a much, much better deal this past weekend than it has been in the past few weeks, so hopefully you got out to do outdoors and did something fun outside. I know for those farmers that have been and for those ranchers that have been trying to, avoid the heat, it's hay season right now. There's no time to waste and no time for equipment that can't keep up with the job. You need gear that works and works as hard as you do. That's why farmers trust WT Equipment and Vermeer Forage Tools. From mowers to balers, Vermeer equipment is built tough to perform in the field, and it's backed by the support you can count on. WT Equipment will help you find the right tools for the right job and keep them running strong all season long. Hey, there's 7 locations to serve you: Berryville, Springdale, Searcy, McGehee, Jonesboro, Pocahontas, and Rayville, Louisiana. And there's a WT Equipment, I promise you, somewhere nearby where you're at as well. Go to WTEquip.com. That's WTEquip.com. Vermeer, because your hay doesn't wait.
So Arkansas, for a third straight season, has opened up the SEC on the road. Only school in the league that's had to do that this upcoming year. Chris Lowe had an interesting kind of piece on SEC teams and other teams and their schedule delays their schedules this upcoming season. All 5 of Arkansas's road opponents, Tommy, won at least 9 games a year ago, and 4 of them won 10 or more games. Memphis is known by many as one of the best Group of 5 programs in college football. You think about the hostility that you'll face in Knoxville, Tennessee, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Oxford, Mississippi, which is going to be a night game, and then also later on in the season in Austin, Texas, when you take on maybe the best team in the SEC. We kind of asked the question, can you keep Talon healthy? With the tougher schedule this upcoming season that Talon faced, obviously the road games included Mississippi State, Missouri, Auburn, and then also the technical road game against Texas A&M. I mean, how much of a jump can he take, being that the road schedule, Tommy, is exponentially tougher than it was last year?
Well, and it's kind of been that way in this flip-flop model when we had divisions, but, road environments. Tell me non-hostile road environments in the SEC. Maybe Kentucky, maybe Vanderbilt. I mean, you need your place to be hostile for the visitors to counterbalance that. Mm-hmm. You need your stadium full. You got to win to do that. So, I mean, we can whine and point out abnormalities. Is it fair that Arkansas started 3 years in a row on the road? That's not balance. It's not fair. But life isn't fair. The counterbalance to that is what? Three straight home conference games in October?
Yes.
You just hope by then the season hasn't gotten off the tracks, and that means something because that's a chance to build momentum. Well, you got to go out and you got to play Tennessee, Ole Miss, and Tennessee on the road first. Well, yeah, but you get those 3 straight at home. You get Missouri to close the year. Now, I don't like the fact you got LSU and Texas in November on the road as well. I think what you'd like to have is every other one. And I don't know how you'd manage that, balance that, work that into everyone's deals, but wouldn't it be nice for your conference games to go something like home road, home road, home road? That'd be kind of nice. But it doesn't work that way.
It would be nice for next season that they split the Alabama and Georgia game, where you don't have to go to Tuscaloosa and to Athens in the same year, kind of like Auburn has to do. I mean, Auburn this season gets both those teams at home, but when they have to go on the road, both those teams, it's not necessarily the fun. So if I was Hunter Yurchek and anyone else within that athletics department that has communications with the SEC, I would be pushing hard on that. And you mentioned you and Clay were doing the show on Friday. Is there anything else you didn't get to this? But is there anything else in Lowe's piece and just this upcoming schedule that you thought was important to note that you didn't have time to maybe touch on Friday?
Print it and bring it here with me this morning. But I mean, I just thought it was an interesting read when you look at the power indexes. And what they're saying when you look at just kind of, it's just a schedule analysis. I thought the most noteworthy thing out of it was, if you want to call it upset alert, you can. But he's got the Arkansas State game and then the Arkansas Memphis games is 2 with non-Power 5 opponents playing Power 5 teams that he thinks you need to watch out, and that's fair. I mean, Chris Lowe's fair in his comments there, but or his note. It's a comment. It's just a note. So. I think those are 2 games that, listen, we haven't went around here pumping our chest thinking, hey, these are pushover games. Anyone got them in the same category as Alabama A&M? Of course not. Would you take a split right now on those 2? Probably not, because I think you're good enough to win them both. But there's no guarantee you'll win 1 or 2 of those games, and you got to go out and play and get the job done. But I know this: there's I think a 0% chance you make a bowl game if you don't win those 2.
Yeah, we asked the question earlier.
And that means both. I mean, both of them. You got to win both of those to be bowl eligible.
We asked the question earlier. It's like, what's the scarier game if you're an Arkansas fan? Is the A-State game at Little Rock, or is it the Memphis game in Memphis following the Oxford? And again, they both surround, in my opinion, the game that that entire team wants to win. It's that Ole Miss. Not that they don't want to win every game on their schedule, but we know what happened in the offseason. So I think it's a trap game of sorts because you've got the look ahead before and the just the after effect. And you could be coming off a huge marquee win on the road against Ole Miss, or you could come off a close loss as you have the last few seasons when you've gone to Oxford. So those games are very, very intriguing for how Sam Pittman's group responds, being that they're also having to travel in both those games. Like, it's not like you're getting Arkansas State and Fayetteville. Again, that is something, Little Rock, Tommy, you're probably not going to get home till midnight that second week on September. So I know it's in the state, but it's almost going to be treated as a road game just based on the setup and what you're going to have to do from a logistical standpoint.
Is it a dumb question to even think about where it might even be a bigger edge for the Hogs? Memphis at the Liberty Bowl, or War Memorial Stadium against State that has apparently sold about 10,000 tickets themselves, and I'm sure there's A-State fans that have bought them through other means. I think there'll be more than 10,000 Red Wolf fans there. I don't know if Arkansas dominates the Liberty Bowl more. I would think it would. The answer is War Memorial Stadium because you're in control of all the tickets more or less. But at the end, it is an interesting thought because I do think Eastern Arkansas, I do think Little Rock East, Forest City East shows up big in Memphis that day as well.
Well, we can ask Sam Alajabutu, who's the Forest City defensive coordinator. He's going to join us. Don't know if he'll have time to go to that game or not. I don't think that game has been listed, and Colton, you can correct me on this. I don't think we have a game time for that. We do know that the game against Arkansas State is midday, so I'm curious what that game time. You'd rather that game not be at night just because you don't want to give Memphis an advantage. I think your initial point is accurate. I think because Memphis has control of its season tickets that there will be more Memphis fans, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to diminish the amount of Arkansas fans that will be there for that upcoming game and the upcoming season. Again, just something to kick around with Chris Lowe's piece in this on ESPN. Touched on some SEC teams and some other college football teams as well. As far as what fall camp is concerned, we'll get a better in-depth perspective from Tom Murphy tomorrow when he joins us, who's been covering it, of course, for Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. But I one of the elements you presented multiple times this off season is like just not like a lot of the players, you don't know who they are. You don't know their backgrounds, a lot of transfer guys and everything else. For example, Jaden Platt, who's a tight end for Arkansas, highly recruited 4-star out of high school, played for Coach Petrino at Texas A&M.
Yes, I think there was a lot of overlap, and I really appreciate Coach Petrino. He's always believed in me. Ever since I was at A&M, he was always telling me, you have the talent to do what you want to do. You just got to go do it. And that's kind of followed here, and like I said, I really appreciate all that he's done and all the support he's shown. And, I really trust his offense that it's going to create some sparks this year.
Rohan Jones speaks French, another tight end that was in that room with Jaden Platt. But I think, again, one of the intriguing parts, not necessarily just the depth chart and who's lining up where, who's playing where, but also just like, Tommy, a lot of the fans don't really necessarily know any of these kids heading into this year.
Well, they're not familiar. Yeah. They've heard us talk about it. We went over names. We've asked questions. We've had conversations with, but I think there's a general lack of familiarity with a lot of fan bases in their roster. Mm-hmm. They know the superstars. Everybody knows the superstars, the household names, but can you name 20 or 25 players on a roster? I bet most fans couldn't name you without looking at something, 20 names on this roster, and in their positions, and that's a problem for college football. Because there's been days we've all lived them where you knew every player on the team, what they did, but you maybe not you're familiar with the freshman names, but as they played more, as you saw them more, as you got more familiar, and we're losing a lot of that. Guys that played at LSU or Ole Miss or somewhere else last year now on your roster, vice versa. It's makes it more of a challenge to keep up with, and I think that's an issue college sports is going to have to work through that I don't think they're even thinking about, really.
We'll do our best here in the coming days with fall camp, different position coaches, also players as well. Hey, maybe you're not as familiar with so-and-so that's going to be on the two deep or something to play some of kind of what they had to say, like Platt's connection with Bobby Petrino here on ESPN Arkansas.
Yeah, so we'll get to all of that. Hey, Bet Saracen's there for you. They've got a welcome code that's welcome. That if you're a new customer and you sign up right now, you place your first $25 in bets. When that cashes and that clears through, they're going to give you $125 of bets in your account. So it's a way to say thank you with football season showing up soon. Bet Saracen is getting ready to go, and they want to welcome you into the Bet Saracen family. So promo code WELCOME. And that'll get you $125 in free bets after your first $25 with Bet Saracen. Find out more at BetSaracen.com and download the Bet Saracen app today.
All right, when we come back, SEC update and Sam Alajabutu coming up here in about 15 minutes. It's a Hot Take Monday edition of the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
And we'll see if a recording artist has any interest in Razorback Stadium naming rights next couple months.
George Strait Stadium. This is the Morning Rush.
Actually, I got a little pocket pancake right here that I munch on.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
To be a head coach at University of Arkansas, it's personal. I want to win. My coach deserves this. We're going to win tonight. All we need is the best team.
All right, any desire, Tommy, to start watching Any Given Saturday tomorrow, the Netflix SEC special, which will debut? They played it for us at SEC Media Days. This to me is intriguing.
No, I 100% want to watch this. So probably won't get on it tomorrow. Probably we'll binge watch. I'm kind of let some episodes build up and binge watch kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But block off a half a day or whatever. But yeah, no, this does interest me.
That was a little clip and a snippet from the Arkansas side of things. It'll feature all the SEC teams and for a different full swing quarterback type of feel. Is that the best? Is that the most accurate way to maybe describe what's ahead in this SEC show?
I think so. And I think we all like behind the scenes. I think there's so much behind the scenes anymore with schools having their own stuff like Hogs Plus, and ESPN does these shows every week where they're embedded with a team, it seems like. I'm not so sure how much. I mean, there's still stuff that's kept in-house and it's a secret, but there's a lot of peeking behind the curtain anymore. It's not as special as it once was.
JT in Hot Springs texting in, screw the SEC. They screw Arkansas every chance they get because we aren't one of the 6 teams that they protect with this upcoming, what would you call it, a docu-series, an in-depth perspective? Is that the best way to kind of frame it?
Docu-series, I like that.
Okay. Well, that's, again, starting out tomorrow. Continuing on your SEC update, we're going to get a chance to talk to an all-SEC first-team linebacker coming up in Sam Alajibutu. You wonder if Xavier Sori or Steven Dix maybe could be that this season, but what's behind them in the linebacker group? Sam Pittman touched on that last week.
I like him. Bradshaw, he's going to be right in the middle of trying to figure out if he's a one or not. I like him. Waylon made a lot of tackles, and then unfortunately, fortunately for us, but with the coach and all that, and I believe it was Kent State. I like those guys, and it's time for Wyatt Simmons to do something. Last year he was a freshman and had some hamstring issues and all that. He's a big 240-some pound guy that can run. We like him, and it's time for him to get going, and he will. And Tavion Wallace would be the other guy I think in there. But I think if you look at older guys that's played, you mentioned the first 2, and then obviously Bradshaw and Waylon.
We always talk about each and every year, it seems like Arkansas has 1, maybe 2 bona fide SEC linebackers, but not necessarily in the back end. This is the position group I'm probably the most confident in this upcoming season. I think there's an argument that can be made for quarterback, but Tommy referred to Bradley Shaw, who is one of the highest, if not the highest recruited freshman this last season. Wallace is up there now this year. Mentioned Wyatt Simmons. You're going to have to help me. Is it Paul Simmons at Harding? Who's the head coach there at Harding?
Yeah, I believe that's right.
And his son, so he's got football lineage and DNA there. But that's kind of what that looks like heading into this season. I mean, I think you're highly confident in Sori and Dix, 2 guys that teamed up last season. You lost Bradley Spence to Texas, but that's kind of what the beyond the 2 deep looks like for this Arkansas football linebacker group under T-Will. Yeah,
and we'll see how much it moves around, as we move through the next few weeks. The scouts are in there, information is out, what the coaches are saying, and they're and really what Sam Pittman says is the final word. But as we hear more from coordinators, we'll get just kind of got to listen to what they say. We can kind of piece it all together. As we talk to position coaches and coordinators. So, and then we'll see how that lines up with what they put out for game 1. I don't think the depth chart that matters is now or even game 1. It's probably the game you go to Oxford. Where we're at then is probably where you're truly set for the rest of the year, minus any injuries that affect it.
All right, that is your SEC update here on a Hot Take Monday.
And it's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. Hey, if you're looking for top-quality aggregates like asphalt, ready-mix concrete, and sand and gravel, they've got it at APAC and Standard Materials Group. Plus, they can help you with large-scale commercial jobs or small residential projects. They have their construction consultant services that are there to keep your job right on track. 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. It's APAC and Standard Materials Group.
You brought up the Notre Dame game earlier, and we were talking about Talon. Could he break out against an SEC opponent, which last year was Mississippi State? You're hoping for not just one or two of the road games, but really this whole season. Notre Dame would also be a game that you're really hoping he explodes for. I had forgotten until I saw some of these sound bites put out that Ty Washington, former Arkansas tight end that was dismissed from the team last year, is now in South Bend. And he talked about this upcoming matchup heading back to Fayetteville.
You've seen the schedule. You know it's a few weeks down the road now. What's Arkansas going to be like for you?
To be honest, I just want to win. That's all I want. I just want to win, get that over with, and get a dub just like any other week, to be honest. I still got love for the fan base. I still got love for the players that's on the team. I still talk to them, to be honest. Just still got love for some of the coaches. I just want to get a win like any other week, to be honest with you.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that right there?
What?
For some of I still got love for some of the coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the coaches.
Yeah, I don't think he was a fan. And I read what happened. I don't know if he was a fan of what went down, but it's just something like I had legitimately forgotten that he was playing for Notre Dame until this came out last week. I knew, obviously, Jalen Braxton, Patrick Kudus, and also Luke Haas were in Oxford. Knew Brad Spence was at Texas. There's probably, Colton, you might have to help me out. There's probably another player or two that I'm going to have. It's not, Tommy, it's not going to be like an every week thing where you're playing a former player every week, but 3, 4, 5 times a year, you're going to be playing someone that was at Arkansas, which is just something that fans are going to have to get used to, and obviously the flip side and vice versa. But that
street. That's not a one-way street. But you can't become a farm system. You can't be somebody else's, place they go and pluck your 4 or 5 best players. You can't look up every year. And listen, some of that's beyond Sam Pittman's control.
Yeah.
Some of that is they've got to change the rules. They've got to. And I think for the health of college football, John Calipari talked about, if you got a kid that's transferred every year, how's he ever going to graduate? And you say, well, that's not the concern. Well, we've always been told it is. Is it no? Then why are we even going through the charade of going to class? So I mean, some of this it's some of this at the bottom. At the end of the day, we've got to just put common sense back into the recipe.
Don't disagree. And that Sam Pittman, I want to say it was either media days or last week, was like there's still student athletes, and he's not the only coach that said that. Kind of what you're talking about.
Do you think that don't value they don't value the education, they don't value the scholarship? These are said by people who are on the opposite side of the argument. And I don't know. I think you can have both at the same time, but at the end of the day, these are not grown men that are playing in the NFL. These are not 25 or 26-year-old adults yet. You can say, well, they're 18, they're adults. Well, if you say that, you're someone that's not had a kid that's turned 18 yet. Because you're not. Were you an adult at 18? Because I sure wasn't.
I think my Washington County detention arrest would say otherwise.
Right. I mean, so the idea that, well, these are adults, you got to treat them like men. Well, they're not men yet. They may be grown, but they're not grown men yet. So, I mean, trying to apply professional principles to people that are not of that age yet, I think that's a dangerous, slippery slope.
I don't disagree with you on that. Well,
because you got to learn these lessons to become an adult. How do you become an adult? Life experience. You learn your lessons. Guess what? You smash your thumb with a hammer. Guess what you don't do with a hammer anymore? You don't smash your thumb. Why? Because you learn through a painful process. That's part of growing up.
I was in that was the landman thing, right? When he was talking to his son. Billy Bob Thornton was talking to his son.
Well, I wasn't thinking about landman, but I mean just an analogy in life. You got to stub your toe a few times. Any success in life is always built on a foundation of failure. You got to fail so you can fail up at some point. You got to work through adversity, and we're getting off on my pulpit here, but we can't just keep transferring. We gotta get to a point where, all right, your coach leaves, you get one. Just the circumstances not working out, maybe you get one. But this idea, you don't like the weather at a certain school anymore. Your girlfriend transfers, we're going to move. Or what's really going on? Someone offered you $100,000 more over here, and you're leaving town. That's what's got to stop.
You hear the audience going, preach, preach. Good job, Tommy. Way to get that's not a hot take here on a Hot Take Monday, but way to get animated.
Listen, I'm not saying anything that hadn't been said a million times before. But I think we're at a point now in college sports where there's an appetite for change, maybe even on the player side to a degree, and certainly in the institutional side. And we need to seize the moment to get the change put into place before the appetite is satisfied and we move on to something else.
Carpe diem, seize the day. Seize the day. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, speaking of grown men, Sam Olajibutu is a grown man. He's going to join us coming up here in just a bit. If you've got a question for the former All-SEC linebacker, teammate of Darren McFadden that we're going to talk about, Forest City High School defensive coach. You think he knows Forest City Joe, Tommy? Think he's had an interaction with Forest City Joe? Maybe so. We'll ask him.
May have. Does Forest City Joe actually live in Forest City?
That was the follow-up question to that.
All right. A quick word before we talk to Sam Olajibutu about Gaston's White River Resort. Saw some videos from this weekend. It was on one of the deals on Facebook that show up, Ty, that talk about all the great places to eat in Arkansas. Arkansas Eats or something. It showed up in my reels. But I immediately knew when that video showed up they were at Gaston's because it had the unique, one-of-a-kind view of the White River from the restaurant. Of course, when you go into the restaurant at Gaston's, you see the antique bicycles, the antique boat motors, and all sorts of collectibles that are just really kind of fun to look at and, remember when kind of stuff. And, if you're of a certain age, maybe it's your parents remembered when. But even for those with a few gray hairs like me, you see things up there that you remember laying around your granddad's place or something. Fun to see those hanging from the ceiling. Great meal that they serve up. Always starts with a John Boat salad bar. They have a great breakfast buffet, lunch. I challenge you to find a better burger than you're going to find at Gaston's. But then the other cool thing, if you fish at Gaston's, bring your catch in. Of course, the guides will clean it for you. Then they'll cook up your limit of trout for you as well at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 for reservations to stay, fish, or just have a great meal at Gaston's White River Resort. Here's the number one more time. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Brad in Salesville wants to know if you've ever been chased by two cougars at night.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of times.
Plenty meaning zero, Brad.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Oh, look at the hit by Sam.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Choose your escape. Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Take a luxurious dip with the $5 Classic box. Indulge in a lavish meal with the $7 Supreme box. Or explore new worlds with the $9 Discovery box. Now featuring the crispy chicken burrito for a truly unmissable experience.
Is that Tony Hawk?
Get Lux for less, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Hey, it's Colton Little. Been trying to kill a little bit of time at work, so I logged on to MyBookie, and as the clock has ticked by, I've already made money, and I've already had a good time. They've got tons of great stuff on there. I'm talking about blackjack, roulette, live dealers, poker, and a full lineup of slots. They didn't make me download an app. All I had to do was just log in, made a quick deposit, and then I was playing games and winning money. If you're thinking about checking out MyBookie, you should have done it yesterday. Use the promo code HOGS and they'll toss you a nice deposit match of up to $1,000. And now you can bet on the Hogs all season long with MyBookie.
Thanks for watching us here.
Chicken place now?
Nope, they're a taco place.
So this crispy chicken taco's from another chicken place.
No, it's from Taco Bell.
But this chicken is all white meat with avocado ranch. Gotta be from a chicken place.
It's coated in crispy tortilla chips. That's Taco Place.
I don't know. It seems like Taco Bell's just a chicken place now.
Well, the crispy chicken also comes in burritos.
What is even real?
Try the new crispy chicken tacos and burritos from Taco Bell. Your taco place that's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
You know, Darren McFadden was honored last week, and we're going to get a chance to talk to one of his teammates coming up in just a bit. Sam Olajibutu, otherwise known as Butu by his teammates, his friends, his family. So we'll talk with 40 City's defensive coordinator and a former All-SEC linebacker coming up in just a bit, Tommy.
Yep, looking forward to that conversation here in just a second. Brought to you by Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms. ValleyFamilyDentalPractice.com is our website. 226-3500 is the number. If your wife accuses you of snoring at night, I'm not sure. I've always been asleep when I snored, but my wife says I snore. And if you tried all the other remedies and you're not getting anywhere, try the Snore Guard. It's a custom-made mouthpiece that fits you, that's comfortable, you can sleep with, and it will get the jaw in the right position to eliminate the snoring. And really, sleep apnea is a problem. If your breathing shuts down at night or is intermittent at times, that can lead to a lot of other health problems. Let Dr. Bo Sparkman and his team work through that with you. Here's the deal. Tell them you heard it on the Morning Rush, and you get a $300 discount just for doing that. 479-226-3500 for an appointment, 226-3500, or go to valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Oh, look at the hit by Sam Olajibutu. Oh, my goodness.
As the quarterback slowed up just a bit, number 24, Sam Olajibutu did not. He just kept playing right through John Parker Wilson. Plenty of time. Intercepted by the linebacker, Olajibutu.
I think John Parker Wilson still has nightmares about getting clocked out of bounds in that game in 2006. Well, Sam joins us now. Sam, appreciate you making some time for us this morning. You're always known as one of the hardest hitters, not just in the SEC, but your own teammates. I know Darren's talked about that before. Kind of, where'd you get that mentality from back then in your playing days?
Oh, man, just growing up in Georgia. I mean, it was growing up there, we have tough competition in Georgia, man, so you gotta kind of find the edge and compete, man. So I wrestled a little bit early on, and in high school and middle school, and I had two older brothers. So man, we kind of wrestled a lot and fought a lot. So that I kind of got my toughness from my family and in my environment in Georgia.
Tommy, Sam's kind of sandbagging himself. Sam, weren't you a state champion wrestler? Like right? Am I right?
Well, yeah, I was like, runner up, two-time runner up.
Okay. Well, tell us about now, man. Forest City High School defensive coordinator. Obviously, you stayed here in Arkansas. What's it been like coaching here in Arkansas?
Man, I love it, man. I love the state of Arkansas. I got my opportunity to play at the university, as you know, in 02 to 06. So the state of Arkansas kind of, brought me in as one of their own. So I love it. Down here at Forest City, we're trying to have a good year this year. Definitely gonna have a good year. It should be better than last year. I'm coaching defense linebackers and special teams coordinator. It's definitely gonna be a good year. I love it here. I mean, it's just ready to get back to the atmosphere. Have to get back coaching football.
Yeah, Sam, when did you know, and what led you to coaching? Where'd the inspiration come from, or has this always been your plan?
Woo, that's kind of a loaded question, man. It's kind of a loaded question. It always been my plan. After playing, man, I kind of got a little frustrated with the game of football, man. I kind of left it alone for a little bit, and I had my daughter here. My first daughter 2 years ago, just had my second daughter on the 15th, and kind of talking to God, and man, I had to get back to my roots, get back to my atmosphere, get back to something I love. Just want to be in my purpose, and I think it's where I need to be.
Yeah, but we were talking to Joe Adams last week. Also played for Bobby Trino, now coaching at Harbor High School, and it's amazing the number of players over the last 10 or 12, 15 years of Razorback football that have gotten in to coaching at the high school level. Is there something systematic that's gone on in the Hill, or is it just today's school environment? What do you think has led so many of your former teammates and your Razorback brothers into the coaching profession recently, including yourself?
Man, just the love of the game, man. The love of the game. I mean, you can't get that. You can't replicate this atmosphere in any other working environment, man. You can't. I mean, I've done a lot of other jobs. It's nothing like football. It's nothing like being in the locker room. It's nothing like being even on the coaching side, man. Nothing like just. I love going home and watching film and studying plays and getting people better, man. I love being around kids and helping kids develop. So, I mean, if I could find that somewhere else in the workforce, I probably would have went to it. But man, coaching is kind of what honed in for me.
Sam Olajibutu with us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I want to go back to wrestling. You talk about that. How is that helping develop players physically in our state? I've heard coaches talk to me about it, and I want to get your take on it. That the physical development, particularly for linemen and maybe smaller players, to gain the upper body strength. What do you think that the sport of wrestling brings to the game of football now that it's getting more prominent in the state of Arkansas?
Right, that's a good question. Number one, the physical part of it, being physical. I mean, that definitely helps with football. I mean, I think is kids that part of the game is kind of left a little bit right now. Trying to bring it back. And the second thing is just knowing how to maneuver, knowing how to control your body, and knowing how to, when you are engaged with another person's body, knowing how to take them down. So I mean, it's the main thing is getting the guy to the ground on defense. So it's a million ways you can take a tackle, ankle tackle, or wrap and roll, or tackle high. So there's different ways to get a person to the ground, and wrestling definitely helps you in all of those different ways.
Sam, you were considered undersized coming out of high school, and yet you transformed yourself into an all-SEC linebacker. I know you coaches, the work you put in, everything else, but how do you maybe use your underdog story to some of the kids at Forest City, and then maybe when you watch the Razorbacks today?
I didn't hear that last part. Can you ask me that one more time?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
sorry.
Just you were considered undersized coming out of high school. You transformed yourself into an All-SEC first-team linebacker. Like how did you use maybe some obstacles that you physically and just overcome those? I'm sure wrestling played a part in that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely wrestling played a big part in it. Man, I tell these guys today, it's kind of like a turtle race, man. You know, some of the guys that were kind of peak out in high school, you know, they kind of peak out right there. So you just got to keep getting better. Even if you're in high school, you're second, third string. Just keep working, keep getting better, keep developing. You'll be surprised how many second, third string guys, how many guys that make it to the next level, college and NFL, that weren't, you know, just starters, so to say, just right off coming in in the high school. You know, just keep developing, man. Keep getting better. And you got to know the game in and out, man. You got to know the instincts of the game. So X and O's, and you just got to be instinctive as well.
Your teammate Darren McFadden was honored last week, and I know he's always been highly complimentary when talking about you. When you saw what the U of A did for him, because it's not just an individual award. Obviously, it speaks to what your team accomplished in 2006 and beyond that. Sam, how did that make you feel, man? How did it make your teammates feel?
Man, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, I see it a lot going around in other schools. The way they celebrated Darren and what they're doing with his number is definitely awesome. He deserves it. He deserves it. I mean, he came in as a freshman. When he came in as a freshman, I think I was a junior or senior, like 05. I mean, he was one of those guys that, you know, you kind of knew right away with his body size, but after you got to know him, his mentality, he was so mature and disciplined on the field. So that's kind of knew he was going to be a player then.
Sam Olajibutu, what is the worst attempt at pronouncing your name you have ever heard from, like a PA announcer, someone like me or Ty trying to bring you into an interview? I mean, what is the worst hack job on your name you've ever heard?
Man, I really haven't heard a lot over the announcements, but man, at the games, you know, after the games, definitely in the high school and stuff, my parents and my family be like, man, that announcer messed up your name so bad. So I don't really know what it was, but I know my mom and my family, they'll be like, after the game, they'll definitely hear it, and they'll be like, well, that announcer, they got it right after maybe tackle number 10, but first, a lot of them have trouble with it.
I'm just thinking, first day of school's coming up. I imagine when you were in grade school or middle school or whatever, that, you know, first day or two might have been a challenge for some of those to get that name right.
Right. That's why we went to Butu for short, and right now, Coach, I'm Coach O, man. Just call me Coach O. So, yeah, we don't want to. He's Coach O.
Okay. Oh. Well, Coach O, are you going to get back to Fayetteville for a game this fall? I know there's a couple games that are a little closer, being in Memphis week 4, Little Rock week 2. Or are we going to make a trek to either of those places or come back to Razorback Stadium?
Yes, sir. I'm definitely planning on making to the Little Rock game, Arkansas versus Arkansas State. I think that's going to be an exciting game, fun game. I had one of my high school teammates play for Arkansas State, so yeah, we're looking forward to him coming up in town. So it'll be a definitely exciting time, fun game. I'm trying to make it to the Hill too for a couple of games.
Let's go. Well, I know, like for me, the linebacker position, Arkansas, it's the best on the team. I wonder if you have any thoughts on Xavier Sorey, Steven Dix, being that you were great at that position. Any thoughts on T. Will's group in the middle this fall?
Man, T. Will, he's a great coach. I talk to him, from time to time. He's definitely a great coach and got the linebackers going in the right direction. I'm looking forward to see a lot of those guys. I'm looking forward to see Sorey, how he's developed, and I'm looking forward to see his speed. He's real fast and explosive on the field, so I'm looking forward to see that.
Yeah, it should be fun. Have you had a chance yet for any of the staff to come by? What kind of relationships have you built with the current staff in Fayetteville? And I'm sure it's a different dynamic having them come and visit your campus now to see your players.
Right. Yeah, I definitely talked to T. Will. We got a linebacker, running back here that can definitely play on the next level. So we talked to T. Will. We got a guy here, Kevin Young Jr., man. Look out for that guy. He's probably 5'11", 220. He runs a 4.4, then the monster in the weight room. So, yeah, definitely talking to T. Will. And we got a couple of other guys, too. We got a 6'4" quarterback that's pretty good, a couple of receivers, and a 6'3" cornerback. So, definitely talking to T. Will, definitely talking to those guys, and definitely want to get some of these Forest City guys recruited this year.
Yeah, and it's fun because I think a lot of people on our side of the state aren't familiar with football as much on your side of the state. It is a little bit different with football in the east of Little Rock than it is on the western side of the state, and maybe the stadiums and the resources are maybe a little bit different. Kind of give us the landscape of what it's like coaching at Forest City and the kind of the teams y'all play in that part of the state. I think a lot of our listeners probably know some of the towns, know the names, but just aren't quite as familiar with maybe the challenges on that side of the state.
Oh man, there's some talent over here with Forest City. You got Wynn. Wynn's a definitely good team. You got Cross County. They got some top-notch defensive linemen this year. So there's definitely a lot of talent on this side of the state. I definitely think the schools like Fayetteville, we're like 4 hours away from Fayetteville, so it's kind of hard for them to get down here consistently like maybe one of the Northwest schools, but that's what I'm calling. I'm calling them and I'm telling them about these guys and, man, telling them that they need to come and check out some of these guys in this area, man, because we definitely do have a lot of talent that goes overlooked from time to time. Yeah, I don't know why, but we definitely go overlooked, and we definitely need to have some of these guys looked at. I mean, this linebacker, running back right here, he's one in he's one of the 1 in 20 year type of talent.
So, Sam, you bring up something I think is intriguing. You have a perspective as a high school coach, and is there something that you think Sam Pittman and his staff should do differently? You mentioned maybe visiting more. It's a little harder to get down there, being 4 hours away. If you had a suggestion for a guy that's played at Arkansas, how would you go about recruiting this state, even as a Georgia guy growing up?
Great question. I would have a guy on my staff, or I would find a guy, probably like myself, but just find a guy that can evaluate players, man. I mean, a lot of players go to these camps, and and everything is about 4-star and 5-star right now. But some of these kids, you have maybe a 2-star, 3-star. Some of the kids we got just haven't had the exposure, and hadn't got the chance to get ranked yet. So we got some guys here that may be a 3-star or 4-star, but just hadn't been to those same camps. So I would say definitely need to evaluate the guys, man, and have somebody who's really good at player evaluation when you recruit, and so you just won't be blinded by the 4-stars or 5-stars, and that's what Coach Nutt was awesome at. He'll go and get, a guy like myself, a guy like whoever from a little small school, and they'll be a player.
Yeah. Hey, before you go, got a minute or a little more here. Any favorite Houston Nutt story? A guy that maybe played at the beginning of your career, and telling to his was Sparky Hamilton, is a good buddy of mine. He's always good for a few Houston Nutt recruiting stories. Any Coach Nutt stories that might give us a chuckle this morning?
Man, no, just I remember Coach Nutt every day, and it was hot, and I just remember him saying, "Best days of your life." These are the best days of your life. Summer camp, when it was 110 outside, we was stretching on the turf, and the turf was about 10, 15 degrees hotter. And he would come by, the best days of your life, man, the best days of your life. But right now, as looking back on it, man, he was right. But back then, woo, you wanna dog cussing word back then.
Well, we may not have been able to say it when you arrived, but everybody knows how to say Sam Olajibutu now. Sam, thanks for joining us here on the Morning Rush.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Coach O, known by his players now. make it easy. It's kind of like you said, Tom. We're talking about getting to know guys. Sam was the guy that was here during one of the best Houston Nut years in 2006. Was that first team All SEC linebacker, 3-star out of LaGrange High School in Georgia, and made a name for himself here in Fayetteville. It's cool that he stayed in the state as well.
Yeah. Hey, but when it's time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, trust the crew at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the financing option that's best for you. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories.
All right, that's going to do it for today's Hot Take Monday. Appreciate Coach O hopping on with us. If you missed it or you want to go back and listen to Sam Olajibutu, you can find it in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Also will be on our YouTube channel and our Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell as well. Thought he was really good, Tommy, and thought he had some cool things to say. It always, like, player perspectives, I think, are always great. We had Coach Adams on last week, Joe Adams, and him. It's always also cool to see guys that want to stay within the state. You were asking about, hey, did he know he wanted to be a coach or not? It sounds like that was in the works for quite a number of years.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see him maybe on the hill at some point as maybe a support role or something. I think he's got the moxie to do that kind of job.
Yeah, so cool conversation there. All right, coming up, halftime, Phil Ellison, Matt Jones, Big C following today. Again, Coach Fouch, wide receivers coach Ronnie Fouch at Arkansas is going to be speaking with the media at 11:45, so we should have some stuff for you on that later on. For Colton Little, Tommy Kraft, I'm Todd Richardson. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. We're back tomorrow at 9 a.m.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother,